Alright lads, I am of course I'm on this kebab, and today we're going to be taking a look back at Modern Warfare 2. More specifically, Modern Warfare 2 Spec Ops. Now unfortunately Spec Ops isn't in Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, but that doesn't mean we can't go back to the original game and have a look at it. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Now we're going to start off with Alpha, probably the least interesting of the bunch. A lot of the levels are kind of just ripped from the campaign. But we've completed all these in Veteran anyway, so we're just going to go through a quick showcase of some of the better ones here. Easily the most memorable of all the Spec Ops missions has to be the pit. Just trying to get the best time to brag to your friends that, oh, I got it done in 30 seconds. Trying to do this on Veteran, it's not the hardest thing in the world, but definitely frustrating, especially if you fuck up a shot. This run right here, you can see on the screen, is not the best I've done. But sure, look, you win some, you lose some. Favela has to be one of the most frustrating levels to do, especially on Baron. The sheer amount of dogs, grenade spam, and just civilians running in your way didn't make this a fun one to do. Although doing a co-op, and once you get into the rhythm of it, does make it a fair amount easier, but still a fairly frustrating level to start off with. Now moving on to Bravo, we have the, of course, classic. That of course being Race, a simple time trial straight from the campaign. Quite frustrating, especially if you crashed into a rock or a tree. Had to start the whole thing all over again. Although probably one of the more simple and replayable missions of the bunch. Now in Bravo there is the only two exclusively co-op missions in Spec Ops, Overwatch and Big Brother, in which you take control of an AC-130 and UH-60 Blackhawk respectively, while the other player is on the ground. Unfortunately I don't have any footage of these missions. They're quite fun. Unfortunately though as well, I only played on the ground while my friend took control of the AC-130, so I don't have much experience of that, but as far as I'm sure it's pretty similar to the AC-130 mission from COD 4. We now move into Charlie, and this is really where the missions start picking up in difficulty. Hidden for me is definitely the standout, a reapproach of the mission all gilded up from COD 4. Taking out the snipers in this mission is both frustrating, but when you eventually get them, extremely satisfying. Though they're quite difficult one to do in Veteran, due to the one-hit nature of the snipers, but definitely a standout mission at the bunch here. We also have a rerun of the mission Race, but it's now renamed Time Trial, which I always kind of thought was lazy, but then again, it's a fairly easy mission to do. We have this mission here pictured, Snatch and Grab, in which you take on juggernauts and special operatives. Quite a hard mission to run through, especially when you get towards the end. You got two or three juggernauts all rushing you at once, plus snipers trying to take you out. Makes for quite the challenging experience, both on co-op and alone. Rolling on over into Delta, we have Wreckage, a kind of slow down mission, with a simple objective: blow up every car you can see in front of you. Just mindless fun. Slows down the game a bit as you come into some of the final missions of Spec Ops. State. This is an absolute cock to complete in Veteran. You have 50 enemies all coming in, which includes snipers, RPGs, and juggernauts charging your position. If you are trying to do this yourself, I'd recommend using the Barrett, especially against the juggernauts. Doing it solo, I can't even imagine it. Trying to complete this in solo. This footage you're seeing is only on hardened. Yeah, overall I couldn't really imagine myself going out to play this in solo. Maybe if I want to, you know, frustrate myself for 6 hours straight, I might do it, but for now, I'm just glad doing this mission is over. Now Echo, the last and of course hardest missions to the bunch. The mission watching right now, Armor Piercing, is probably the easiest out of the three. It's take out 15 juggernauts with snipers. Doing this in co-op is doable. You can kind of just sit back and wait for the juggernauts to come to you. It will take a while, but it is easily doable, especially with the Barra, as I previously mentioned, being quite overpowered against juggernauts. And now we move into easily the two hardest missions of the game, which are High Explosive and Wet Work. High Explosive, you take on juggernauts with just explosives. It is the singular most frustrating thing you could do in this game. Headshots with thumpers and flashbanging them does make it a lot easier, but again, doing this in solo, I can't imagine doing it. And finally, Wet Work, which is the mission you're watching right now. The actual shooting aspect of this mission is fairly easy, but me and my friend fucked up so many times in the slow motion scenes. We were right at the end, right at the last bit, about 10 times, and fucked it up either by accidentally shooting a hostage or shooting one of the barrels that would make it explode. Virtually ending this mission, but once we completed it, it was the biggest sigh of relief and probably one of the best gaming achievements I've ever done, getting 69 stars on Veteran. It was extremely frustrating, but we felt extremely accomplished after we finished it off. And that was a look back at Spec Ops on Modern Warfare 2. Extremely fun mode. It's again unfortunate they didn't bring it back in Remastered, but it is kind of understandable. There's already Spec Ops in the new Modern Warfare. They didn't want to compete with it, but maybe someday we will see this remastered, hopefully. But anyway, guys, if you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, subscribe, comment, whatever opinions you have in the comments. Again, I'm still getting used to commentary. It's a bit iffy, but I'm trying my best. Anyway, so thank you guys for watching, and amen.